Hello. Hey Cisco, how's it going? How are you doing? Having a good night, I hope. Can you hear me all right, Cisco? Oh yeah, no problem. Seafood. Maybe find one of the lakes. Give that a shot. Excuse me. So, like one more piece of seafood. Complete that daily quest. There's nothing here. Let's try it. Okay, really? Huh. That's a beautiful food. Excuse me. 3 Dread enemies in Rhythm, 3 in Spear. Okay. So, Hunting and Spear. What the few might be? Usually there's some here. Down this path, they kind of walk in a group. Let's go get them. So, if you've never played the game before, or if you're new to it, excuse me, I think it's super water. And oh, freeze. Okay, hold on. Let me go to this device. So, dread enemies will have like a purpley kind of glow or silhouette to them. You'll see. Rare enemies kind of have like a silver sheen. So we'll see them around here. Okay. Like, if you see those enemies up ahead, right? Those are dread enemies. So they're pretty tough. You gotta be careful. They're buff. And they're much more aggressive than regular creatures. Now, I'm pretty high leveled, so, you know, they die pretty easily. But if you're not, they'll wipe you out. So you gotta be careful. This isn't for some reason hitting them. It must mean dread bosses. Okay. Because these are dread enemies. So I gotta find bosses. Okay, so I believe that there's some that spawn here. I know another spot. So we're gonna go dread boss. They're like larger creatures. They're not always boss. They're like mini boss scale, kind of like. So we're gonna go find them and take them out. And anything else, of course, that gets in our way. And there's no harm in picking up extra vegetables and fruits along the way. Doesn't seem too important if you don't think about it, but it actually is. Because your mag buffs, your food buffs, they all, they stack when you use them. So you end up with, if you look over here, look at the different effects. Especially what I'm talking about is like food buff effects. And hold on, there's a creature coming at me. You can see like meat potency, vegetables, seafood, fruit, crisp potency, different other things like rare drop rate, RDR, it's called, regional mag boost at the bottom there. There's a bunch of those, and they all stack. And if you look at the very top, I've got an EXP buff, I have got a Meseta buff, and a rare drop or RDR buff. And I can also add to them to make them even stronger. So that's something, which is why if you see me stream, I try to do them sometimes like those quests, which are just kind of like dailies, before I stream. I mean, because I know it's not the most exciting thing to look at. But other times you'll see me when I log on, like the first things I do are I go to the create spaces and get my GP, or Genesis points, which are stuff you use to get points in your, the points that you spend to get things like furniture and other stuff in there is one of the ways. The other one is star gems, of course. So, you also like give a like on a player's GP tree, and that counts as like a daily too. You get stuff for everything you do, and then of course you get alliance buffs too, which are a bunch of buffs, and I showed them in that like list there. And they, again, they all stack, and these are daily things I do. All of them contribute to helping you in different ways, like leveling, when you're doing runs. Like a lot of what I'm doing lately and streaming are the ruins exploration because it's new and it has Grand Illusion weapons, which are kind of what you want to get. They're, like the new endgame weapons. There's Alexios too, but from what I've heard from other players, it's probably more beneficial and easier. Also, if you're, if you can run it, if you're like high enough level, I think it's 115 max or minimum. Might be 110. I'll have to look when I go in. And you can land Grand Illusion weapons that have, if you get really good ones, like the super rare ones, you can end up getting them with a, level 5 Fixa, which is really good and also extremely a hassle to try to make on your own. Like the resource requirements are really, really tough if you try to do it. And it's not that it's impossible, but it's the mats to do it are so scarce in the game to get it up to 5, your Fixa, that it's really cool that they're just doing a thing where you can possibly land Fixa 5 weps that are the Grand Illusion weapons. That's just really cool. The drops are random, of course, but if you run it a lot, like I've been doing, like you get a bunch of different types. I mean, you can either buy them. Players are selling them in shops too, of course. And there are a lot of them, so the prices aren't so bad. Of course, depending on how much Meseta you have, and they can go for a couple 100,000 Meseta. And I imagine, like, certain ones might be more. But that's very useful. But my thing is, hey, why buy them when you can farm them and get other stuff? Plus, you can get other things inside of the ruins exploration, like rare camos from Strider, the giant turtle boss, and the other challenges in there. And there's also a fantastic way to level on higher level characters. So I've been doing that. That's why you see me running in there a lot, and I don't mind sharing the stream because it's fun gameplays. One of the things I love to share about this game is the action combat appeal, which is something that really has always attracted me to Phantasystar. I love action combat. I don't like turn-based or some of the other stuff. I know everybody likes their own thing. But I like stuff like this, like other games like Kingdom Hearts, or the Ys series, or the Grand Blue Fantasy. I love action combat. And one of the nice things too is everything is always random. They're not statically patterned dungeons where like you walk in and everything is always the same all the time. To me, that's boring. There are other games that do that, but I don't know, it's too routine for me. I like the randomness, random bosses can spawn in. The groups of monsters are random. I mean, you'll get, like, there are certain types that show up, but the configuration of how it all is random. And that makes it more fun and engaging. So it's kind of like, even though you're running something like in any kind of MMO or doing any kind of leveling, you know, yeah, there's some routine to it, repetition, but even though you're running the stuff a lot, doing a kind of repetition, the repetition is always unique. Enemies are always spawning in, sometimes random bosses and stuff, and to me that's exciting. So it's one of the things that I find is really appealing about PSO2 NGS. And of course, you know, was pretty much a similar kind of thing when it was just, you know, the base game Phantasystar like this. And the leveling isn't that bad. I mean, I already, since I started tonight, I already, without even really trying, just by doing some dailies, and you see like I'm getting daily achievements by doing PSC bursts. I've already leveled up once, getting a bunch of other like dailies just done in passing. So that's nice too, because as you're doing your dailies, there are other kind of event things going on, because this is also Sega's 35th Sonic anniversary. There's a lot of stuff going on with that, like one of the queues is running like a Sonic type obstacle course, and then a few variations of it, which is cool. And man, talk about good leveling. Plus the maps you get. If you got your RDR up really good, you can land some really unique stuff. Very powerful weapons and gear. So, I mean, also like the graphics. If you look at this, I mean, the graphics are really beautiful. And some random boss spawning. And just, you know, I'm just killing all these things with my mag on right now. But I love the feel of the combat. I'll use my special like right now. So I mean, it's not, you know, I get it. You know, like I'm from being of like a higher level and stuff like that, and having good gear. This seems like it's going pretty easy for me, which it is. You know, it's harder when you're leveling up, but I mean that's any game. So like I have players that, you know, can anticipate that. And yeah, this is a really good place to do some leveling. Though I was more or less looking. I kind of got distracted to do my alliance quest, so I can get alliance points for a second space, because I'm making like a, you know, kind of Castlevania themed castle in it. And the create space things are a whole nother topic. I've shown some videos on that. It's really beautiful. So there's like definitely a lot of appeal that you can get out of this. It's fun, whether you're alone, whether you're, you know, get a bunch of your friends to play with you, and you can do all this stuff in groups. And that's a lot of fun too. I mean, the action is just really good. So, I mean, I would definitely like suggest this game to anyone that enjoys the kind of things that I've been talking about. If you don't, you know, hey, you know, everybody likes their own thing, but if you do, you can have a lot of fun. And that's what it's all about. Fun. They're video games. There's nothing more important than to know that you're having a good time. The community is friendly. There's a lot of different kind of costumes, you know, like cosplays in the game that people can make. You know, so showing some of them. They do like fashion show contests for, you know, with rewards, stuff like that. So you have an active player base that is engaging and friendly. You know, so long as you're friendly. like, like any game. I mean, you're always going to run into any game or anything in life. You're always going to run into people that are, you know, odd men out that aren't really friendly and stuff like that. I mean, but by and large, this game has a really, really friendly, engaging community. I mean, if you guys have seen my streams, my videos about it, a lot of times I call them, you know, slice of life stuff. They'll host like parties and things like that, and everybody has a good time. You know, the way I see it is that's how gaming should be with everyone. You know, gamers should be cool towards one another, friendly, you can joke around, have a good time, and that's, you know, a beautiful thing. So, those are some of the things I would say you can find in this game. And of course, it's free to play, so like if you don't have, you know, money, you don't have to do like a paid subscription or anything like that. It's free to play on console, on PC. You know, it's got a lot of beauty to it. Sorry, my speech there, but you know, it's good stuff. I like people to know about it. That's part of why I've been, you know, doing this. I want people to know that this is here. If they're looking for something, and this kind of fits the description, so they understand, you know, that there's, you know, good possibilities with it. You know, when you're looking around online, maybe if you're like wanting a new game in your life, looking for something maybe different than what you're used to, you know, just feel like you want something fun and exciting that has a cool story, that has a lot of, you know, different things to offer. Hey, you know, this is a potential thing. It's worth a try, at least. I mean, hey, if people play it, if they don't like it, you know, they don't have to keep playing it or something like that, you know, but it's worth a try. I mean, you know, big enemies, stuff like that too. The bosses are huge. I love that kind of stuff. You have everything from giant monsters to giant mechs. It's definitely a lot. And Sega, you know, is really generous where they have a lot of giveaways and items and stuff like that you get as rewards. It's definitely got a lot to offer players. I'm going to find that dread monster. I think there's one. Okay, you know what? I think there's one over here. So let's go over here. I mean, that's one of the other things, you know, enemy bosses and stuff like that, they can spawn in different forms. Sometimes they can be rare, sometimes they can be dread, other times they can be just normal, sometimes they can be corrupt. Those are different status effects. Enhancements on the bosses, you know, which is random, which makes it cool too, because you don't always, like I said before, you're not just getting always the same exact thing, you get variations. And usually one of the local like bosses spawns over here. Usually, but you know, I'm here right now and I haven't seen it yet. So again, got a randomness, which I think adds character to something since it's not just scripted over and over again, the same on repeat. There's another boss that usually spawns over here, so I'm gonna go check that out too. Why not, right? And that I always pick up, you know, like, oh, we got, oh, see, random trial spawn. Make plenty of those. Get that. Sometimes a boss will spawn, like, you know, he also spawn, like, right here. These are health boosts that you get, like you see I have 9, I can carry 10. These are res items, so like if you're in a party doing something and, you know, player dies or something like that, you can pop that to resurrect them. And they're scattered around everywhere, and also in, you know, like the instance missions and boss dungeon, you know, like areas. And you can see that, like, you know, in any of the videos that I have to, that have, you know, like boss fights, dungeon fights, stuff like that. So, one of the other nice, beautiful things about this game is, I mean, it's a massive open world. I mean, if you just take a look at this, you know, I'm over here right now, this is where I am. But you have these different lands, Cestia, which is a volcanic area. Avaris is a huge area, and that is like your ice and snow area. Big mountains and things like that. Alio is giant, and that's kind of like your temperate area, you know, trees, grass, lakes, stuff like that. Rezem is your desert region, and all of these are on an open world. Like, if you can see it, you can go to it. You can spend, you know, I like using the hoverboard. It's kind of reminiscent of the Ethan Wabers from Phantasystar Universe, which that Ethan Waber is like the OC, say, like, you know, he's like the Cloud Strife of Phantasystar. He's, you know, like that. If you're not familiar with it, I hope to, at some point later on, do some videos that go into the history, you know, like, surrounding the lore and stuff of Phantasystar. Oh, there, like, a boss showed up. Cool. Another player, cool guy, Lucy, was telling me, you know, like, that would be really cool, like, to do some of the lore around Phantasystar, because there's an amazing amount of lore the way they have it all put together. It's like a 1-hit. So let's see if more happens here. I'll have to dive, you know, okay, so look, we had another boss spawn. Now this one is not, this one is just, doesn't have, you know, like, dread, it's not a dread enemy, it's not a rare, you know, because it's just kind of regular, like, texturing. Kind of like what you saw with the other enemies. If it was like one of the other that had, like, versions that had status elements and stuff, it would have, like, a whole different sheen on the textures, so you would know, like, what status it is. But this is just, like, the normal version. And different bosses spawn, like, different, there was one before this, a different one. This guy down, bam. Oh wait, okay, look at that, he was a dread enemy, okay, you know what, that's weird. Maybe I mistook it. Maybe I thought the dread enemies were a little bit different. So I'm stupid. That guy was a dread one. So we're gonna just kind of go back and forth around here until I can get to 3 and get this alliance quest complete. And I don't know if this one will be a dread, but we'll find out. This one's usually kind of like a pterodactyl looking boss. Yeah, there you go. He usually spawns here. So let's see. Okay, what we get? Okay, so that's 2 dread enemies in Stia. So I'm thinking that it needs to be bosses, because I killed a lot of enemies, and I even did some in, like that leveling area where you spotted like hundreds of creatures, and I didn't get any dread ones. So I'm assuming then from this point on that when they say dread, they mean like these area mini boss kind of things that spawn. So if you end up playing, or you are a player, maybe new, and you don't know that, that might be helpful information. So you can defer to that and make your life easier. So I'm just gonna hang out here until another one spawns. Hopefully it'll be dread, so I can then go on to Ratem and then do those. And after that, we're going to run Ruins to try to get Grand Illusion weapons and level this guy up, because the new level cap is 120. And of course, I've been changing my classes. Even the ones I don't really use Tekker very much, but why not? I mean, I'm going to be going in there and just fighting endlessly to get other stuff, so it's a great opportunity to just passively level these characters, these other classes up to the new cap, just so I've done it. And you also get different rewards for that as well, so it makes it useful. In other words, it's like a win-win to just do that. Why not? And I'm still getting used to streaming. I mean, I've seen more experienced streamers that are have a good flow of talking, entertaining, and stuff. And I mean, that's cool because they've been doing it a lot of times for a couple of years. So I mean, be a little forgiving with me if you watch my streams, because I've only been doing the live streaming for a week and a half. So, I don't have that level of experience with it yet, but I'll get better at this stuff. It's practice. Everything is practice. It's not that I don't like to talk, and I am very social. It's just sometimes when I'm gaming, I zone in, and I'm just focused. So I don't, I'm not ignoring people or anything like that. It's new to get used to. I'm not shy, I'm not antisocial or anything like that. I'm very social. It's just a kind of a new thing I'm doing. The music in the game is really beautiful too. I mean, Phantasystar games have always had a cool vibe of music to them. I really love a bunch of tracks like in PSO2. Hey Jaro, how are you? I am hanging out, doing some dread enemies in Stia, trying to get some alliance points so I can open my second space. I want to do like a Castlevania castle. Good. You're welcome to hop in chat if you want and say hi. You don't have to worry, no one, the stream can't hear you. It'll hear me, but it won't hear anyone else that's in the thing. I'm still trying to figure out a bunch of things with like getting the settings, and I need to do a setup for like multi-stream so I can do Twitch and YouTube at the same time. But I think I'm doing okay for doing this for a week and a half. There we go. Got the. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna do because like I play on PlayStation. My PC computer is like a tower, and it's in another room, and that is a setup that I'm not I'm not moving it. So I'm going to put something else together that's more near my PlayStation, so that I can do the multi-streaming. It's just probably going to take me a few weeks to get it together, because like I want to do it a certain way, and then I can do like multi-streaming and have a setup in my living room, which is where I do my gaming on my PlayStation. So, it's a work in progress. I mean, but this isn't so bad for starters. Now I gotta find dread enemies and red enemies. So we'll go here. I think there's some over here. Are you playing tonight, Jaro? I'm also like, I believe, like last time I looked, currently at ship 1. Oh, cool. One of the things I was talking about a little while ago, if people, tomorrow morning I'll be streaming. Oh, nice. Feel free to share your stream. Like I said, you can post it and think. One of the things I was telling, so if anybody watches this or catches it at a later point, is that Phantasystar has a lot to offer, as far as, combat, play, but also a very fun game community with, like, slice of life elements, with create space parties, stuff like that. That the community is really fun and chill, which is one of the things I love to share to potential new players that might be interested in trying it out. Yeah. I mean, new players coming in would mean, Sega gets better stuff for us. We get more content, things like better and more collabs that everyone wants. Like in the day back in, like JP Base, we had awesome collabs. And that can happen. Phantasystar New Genesis has a lot to offer. I think it's just people need to know it's here. And that's my whole focus, is I want to show people the fun and, what the game has to offer. So I like to cover things like, bosses, just fighting out in the world, battles, and also, like the slice of life stuff. So, like, there's something for everyone. And the create space thing is, incredibly innovative. Like, it's like you're build your own world, which is really cool. And the all ship traveling thing, that's a fairly new addition they made, where you can travel to other ships, which for people, if they watch the stream, the ships are essentially other like servers. There's multiple servers you can join, when you play the game, and they're called chips. You know, every MMO has its own kind of version of what they call that stuff, and you join it. But yeah, they added a thing where you can go to other players, create spaces, and on other ships, essentially other servers, and hang out if you have friends and other ones, which is pretty cool. Okay, so one of the things I told you guys, and I was just mistaken of the thing, these purple glowy enemies, when you see them, they are malevolent. That's the stats. So they're, you know, a lot more difficult than the regular version. Like, I'm even at, you know, like I'm at level 111 with this, and you can see this guy takes a lot more to destroy. And if he hits you, it's a lot harder. Okay? I'm just, you know, fighting him on my I like the iframing. Beautiful. Okay. Now, you see that icon there, since I have defeat dread enemies in Retem. There's a dread enemy that spawned. So we're gonna go and get rid of them. I mean, but anybody's watching, you see that there's cool like area like mini bosses out here. They're big. They have some pretty cool designs and stuff like that. There's a lot of them. Okay, so there we go. There's one of three. We'll hang out around here, kind of like what we did in what we did in Stia, and wait for another one to spawn. So then we can go ahead and get this daily. I'm sorry, the Alliance quests are weeklies, so you can do it once per week. You have dailies, weeklies, you know, monthly stuff like seasonal or things like that for tasks. Tasks are essentially, you know, the same thing as what we call like side quests or, you know, dailies. What's cool is you can accomplish more than one at a time. Like I was showing before, you could tell that there was a bunch of different tasks getting complete, stacked, and all that is, you know, EXP, rewards, sometimes items, so it definitely pays off. Something spawned. I don't know what. That's something over here. It might have been over here. Cool that they do the weather stuff too. Like it rains. We're in the desert, so we're having like this sandstorm with, you know, lightning. In Stia, you have essentially lava rocks falling from the sky, which you guys would have seen before if you were watching. Here you have like the sandstorms. This is the desert. In Halio, you'd have like rain. And in Kavaris, you would have like, you know, snow and blizzard. So you get like nice kind of like immersive weather environment, which is pretty cool. We have another dread enemy that spawned. Let's go get him. there. So let's get up there. Man, I love the movement too in Phantasystar. Like, it's not rigid. It actually feels a lot like something in Kingdom Hearts, man. You know, that's kind of what I relate to. Okay, that's 2 dread enemies. Now we just gotta wait for a 3rd one to spawn, and then we'll be done with that series. This is another kind of quest that pops up. See, they're not all about, like, fighting. This one is where you round up different animals into this collection thing. You just give them, like, a little hit, or, you know, you're not gonna, like, kill them or anything like that, but it corrals them. If you get enough of them in there, they will spawn gold versions, and those have like a lot higher quality meat that they give you for your cooking, for your daily food buffs. It's cool that they have interwoven like other elements like that. So, you know, yeah, mostly battle and everything like that, but you also have additional things like foraging. It's not as complicated as some other games, which that's okay, it's not supposed to be, but it's here. It's here, you know, like here in some form. Get in there. I'll try to get it. So look, guys, like I said, I overachieved it. Now they're rewarding me with gold camels, and I'm getting them in there. And you'll see when I complete this quest at the countdown. You can see the countdown over there. Tames are just basically what they refer to as that's the meat. You know, since we're on an alien world, it's called Tames. Just go with it. Like, just be okay with it. You know, hey, we're in a different world, so they call their meat something different. But you know, so like, hey, get up there. Don't be stubborn. Get in there. Get in there. We go in, and I can probably get one more. Go on, get in there. So yeah, so like it'll end here. Look at that. See all those rewards I got and extra stuff because some of them were gold. This game gives you a lot of like drops. Phantasystar has always been like big on giving you a lot of stuff now. I mean, like, you know, a lot of it, you know, people will dispose of at higher levels and stuff like that, but you get a lot of stuff just by roaming around and finding stuff. Now, I mean, at higher levels, a lot of this stuff isn't useful. I mean, except for the mats, like, you get different kinds of grinders, which you use to grind your weapons higher. There are mineral deposits that you get. Ah, look, our 3rd return. So we're gonna go ahead and take care of it. We have the dread enemy that spawned. We're gonna go finish him off. That'll complete that weekly. Let's open up. Hey, how are you doing? Boom! After we fight this guy, stuff to be done. Okay, cool. See if I can got. There we go. Look, alliance badges. Bam, beautiful. Right now, just because I happen to be in the area, I'm gonna just finish off this trial, and then we'll head back to town. You have to basically, when you use this skill, I have to describe there are different kinds of little challenges that we go through there, which is cool because they're random, and you know, I mean, there's a bunch of different ones. You guys saw already a few different kinds of variations. Essentially, and for this kind of little thing, enemies respawn, and you basically are trying to protect that dropship from being destroyed. This is kind of like you can see above it. Well, okay, I mean it's finished, but it has like a health bar, and there's a time limit. So there we go, boom, challenge complete. So we will, let's see, I'll make sure I get to where it doesn't a bunch of stuff I don't. Okay, so now with that done, and back to Central City in Alio. Device here you can switch different blocks with your create space. This is also like where you did the food thing, so you're gonna do that every day. So I'm gonna go to the more populous block. Alio is like the starter town thing, but it's where a lot of players hang out. It can be pretty silly sometimes. Social environment, like I described. Like I'm not even like fronting this. Like I'm not even like saying things here. I just roamed in here, and you have players chit-chatting. You see, let me get it. You see people are just hanging out on the weekend, chatting, playing, dancing, having a good time. They don't even probably, know I'm there, and they don't even know that I'm streaming. So this is all natural. The people can get pretty silly sometimes, but that's all part of gamer fun. So everybody loves this stuff. And no matter what kind of social game you're playing, there's always fun, silly craziness. I mean, I've rarely seen a game that has this much kind of freedom, especially like a lot of people can have amazingly cool outfits you can do, all kinds of different stuff. Lobby actions like dancing and all that kind of stuff, there's tons of them. You even have these little things that are holograms that you can put down that's like kind of like little wall-looking blue things. And there's a lot of different variations of those too. Like hologram face things. It's fun. I mean, I've played other games, and I haven't seen this level of attention to how many different things you can do. You can see, like, they're celebrating the Sonic 35th anniversary. I mean, wow, can you believe that? There's all a bunch of different Sonic characters and sounds. The big giant, like, it almost looks like something like a Disney. You know, because, like, Sonic is definitely, you know, Sega's flagship. Sega's, you know, like mascot. So it even gets celebrated in other games they have, which is cool. I mean, the quality of people being chill and friendly, not toxic. You know, you're not seeing like fighting or craziness going on. You know, the people are just joking around, chatting, and you know, like a party atmosphere, which that's kind of a really nice thing. I mean, because you don't get that in some games. You know, some games can make people clam up and not want to be social. You know, because because it's stressful, to some people. They might be afraid, they might say something, get made fun of or whatever. But generally, the Fantasy Stars overall community, I'm not going to say that there isn't any, in any game you're going to have bad apple, but like this is a no here, like what you're seeing, as far as the social atmosphere goes, which is friendly. It's open. If you were a new player and you walked up here and were like, "Hey guys, I'm doing stuff like that," people would be, welcoming to you. That's the kind of atmosphere that you can find, which is welcoming. You could ask players for advice, help, join different alliances, which are the same thing as guilds, and they have different names for them in every game. In this game, it's alliances. You can make your own too. And you have everything from like human form characters to mechs, which are called casks, to look at all the cosplay variations. You've got all kinds of things. Like it looks like that one guy over there looks like Barney. You have different, like there's one with a tail. You have the chick over there with the the dress on, the red dress. You have players with wings. You have players, since it's summer, in their bathing suits. So, there's always a lot. Playing the game level. Wow, look at this. This is like, really filled up here. Like with tons of people. All having a good time. By the way, you can see it live, like, the people are having fun. It's so important for, a healthy game community in an MMO. And I'm just recording it, I'm just watching it play out, organically. I'm not interfering. I'm not even telling these people I'm streaming. They're just being themselves. Funny stuff. I mean, there are some players that accessorize their looks with like some really cool stuff, and you can be very creative. I've seen some incredibly funny stuff that people have done in the game Salon, which is where you go in to edit your characters, like features, looks, outfits, all those different things. And it's a very elaborate system. So for people that like that kind of thing, you can do so much with your character, and you acquire things too as you play, of course, like different outfits, costumes, eyebrows, hair. I mean, look at my character. There's body paint, and I'm just wearing a pair of shorts because, like, hey, it's summer. I've got my hair purple. Like you can do your eyes the way you want them. Um, there's so you can create your body type using so much detail that, like, the create system for your customizing your character is really elaborate, so you can really get into it. I mean, you can spend hours just customizing your character. People make everything from like edgy stuff to silly stuff to provocative. There's a lot of expression that you can do, that you can get into if you like that kind of thing in a game. A lot of what you're seeing too pop up, other than the chat bubbles, are called simple arts, like the pictures. You also have little cut-ins, which are those little animations that you see. There's like cut-in, like people make like funny stuff. You can create your own too. I mean, of course, you want to abide by the Sega terms of service. You don't want to make anything too risque because you don't want to get in trouble. But you can create like your own symbol arts. There's a system in the game, like a little art system you can do that with. There's also a way to create them outside of the game, like if you use Photoshop or SAI Paint Tool, whatever program, and you can upload them into the game. I mean, wow, not a lot of games have that. Again, if you're into it, I'm just saying, like, I'm pointing out the different aspects of things where players can really engage and have a lot of freedom with stuff that you don't see to this degree in other games. Oh, man, like a human-looking character. It's funny. The people are funny and silly. I love it. A good, healthy game community versus one that is toxic and unfriendly. That can make or break it for a lot of players. I know it is for me. There are some games, I won't name them, I won't call games out, whatever, but that I tried and I won't play because the player bases are not friendly in general. But here, they are. So you can find friends to game with, you can engage and meet new people, and the people are friendly and nice, and they're silly. The silliness is one of the most fun things, where you can just be silly, be yourself, and like, feel comfortable. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm talking a lot, and I need to drink more water. I'm getting used to this streaming thing, so just bear with me. I will get better. Practice. You have like one player over there on the stripper pole. That's funny. Excuse me. So, okay, so like we've sat here. I mean, I let it speak for itself, even though I'm describing some of the elements, but I'm letting the game speak for itself as far as what people are like. This is all organic. This is not scripted or anything like that. I just wandered in here. You can go to different characters, look at their lookbooks, which is like a thing. You can like their stuff. There's like an option, it's always cool to do that. You acquire likes, you give likes. People's like their style things. In a few minutes, I'll head into the ruins exploration. I just kind of want to I just really want people to see the fun atmosphere that this game has to offer. And I'm going to update my lookbook. Like, I'm gonna go here. I have. Let's see. I have to remind myself of it. Registered books. Okay, so like. I haven't put in lasers. Yeah. Into. This. I'm gonna add this and put my streamer info in here. So we'll confirm that. adjust my angle a little bit. Maybe I'll just I'll adjust my pose. I mean, there's all kinds of like poses and stuff you can get. I don't have a lot of them compared to some other players. No, I'm gonna do two. Go back in. So let me see here. That's the background. I might want to change that though. There's all different ones. That's cute. That's cute. I mean, they're all really pretty. There's definitely there's a bunch of different kinds. This pedal. These are characters. I don't have to that has my particular background though. So I want something environmental. You know, like what suits my mood right now. Oh, that's pretty. I love the beauty of like winter. It's really pretty. Oh, look at that. That's the one. Okay, yeah, we're doing that. And I just triangle so like I look. Beautiful there, like that. I gave this person one back already. I think so. Yeah, I did. My PlayStation controllers. I'm gonna have to get another one. This will be like my. If I get another one, it'll be like my fourth PlayStation 5 controller, and I'm gentle with them. You know, I always treat my technology well. If you treat your technology well, it will usually treat you well in return. But I don't know why I've had to go through so many PlayStation 5 controllers. I don't know. I guess maybe they don't make them as good as they used to. Like, I think I didn't have to maybe the once replace my PS4 controller. I think maybe once. And I had a PS3 and I never had to replace that one. So I'm like, I mean, look at the time, like, My PlayStation 3 controller, to this day, you know, it works perfectly. And my PlayStation 4 controller, okay, I had to replace it once. It can happen, okay. But PlayStation 5 controller, I'm gonna have to be getting a fourth controller because I don't know, they're just, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, you know, like I'm not, I mean, I love PlayStation, of course, you know, I'm a PlayStation boy. Um, I just kind of wish they would make them more durable like they used to, because they're expensive. I mean, the economy is really tough right now, you know, on people. So, like, dropping, I don't know, 50, $60 for a new controller. You know, I mean, that's sometimes tough. I mean, like, any gamer knows what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like I said, like I could be spending that money on a new game or something, not having to get like new hardware. Yes, I did a shameless self promotion there because hey, that's what you got to do. The whole town is like gathered right here. I mean, let's face it, who does not love a dance party, right? Hey, Patra. It's like, I mean, we have everything from like Patra's. She's really cool. She's a friend, you know. She's just like kind of like a fairy there. I mean, to the left we have like a Gundam mech guy. You know, we've got He-Man there glowing. It's hilarious. Um, you know, you've got people doing all kinds of like different lobby actions and dancing and stuff like that, and outfits. It's really cool. I got the one guy over there in the speedo flexing. It's funny. The people are fun. That's pretty funny, actually. It's funny. Red juice. Oh gosh, you guys are making me hungry. I made tacos last night, like soft tacos. It was really good. Yeah, definitely. Halo 3 is really like the place to be. You know, hey, hey, party people, it's the place to be. Look at someone pulled out like a hologram thing that's like a hot tub and they're sitting in it. That's cute. Chick-fil-A, I mean, that's... Just don't try to... Oh, oh. Oh, yeah, that sounds cool. Hey guys, welcome to stream. How are you? Is that Miss here? I'm trying to see everybody. Gosh, all this talk about food is making me hungry. I could go for some Chick-fil-A right now. Oh my gosh. I was craving pizza the other day. I don't know, I could go for a cheeseburger too. Oh my gosh. I don't really eat a lot. I mean, I'm really thin. Like, I don't even... Did I even eat today? I don't even know if I ate today. Did I have anything? And I might have had a soft taco, and I think it's watermelon. Sometimes, like, I'll end up eating, like, a power bar, and then just forget to eat the rest of the day. Eventually, at some point, when I start feeling like I'm in a pit, I'm like, oh yeah. Some more. I could definitely drink a lot of water, like, if you have skin issues. I'm glad I never had them, but I know some people, really struggle with that. So, like, water, I mean, there's treatments and stuff too, but a lot of it has to do with what you're putting in your body. Like if you're eating a lot of junk food or fast food or stuff like that, over processed, it can make you break out, stuff like that. Like, what you put in your body, it puts out. So water is like very cleansing. I drink water all the time. I hardly drink anything else ever. Gosh, the Saint Seiya characters have gotten so expensive. I mean, like, they're like over $100 a piece. I mean, they're beautifully made. I mean, I love them. But like, how come your game doesn't look nearly as grainy as mine? You might want to go into your settings. Zillion. There's performance settings you can modify. So I would say go and check your settings and turn the performance up. You can tweak it. Or your graphics setting, well, that might be part of the problem. It might be overperforming, and therefore, like, it's kind of like trying to push too much through, and it's costing you. So maybe you might want to tweak some settings higher, but other ones lower. Like, there are certain things at the lower, like things like blue and VFX stuff, I turn down a bit because it can be overwhelming. And therefore, like, hard to process. But if you turn that stuff down a bit, you can get more out of the clarity. I don't know. Also, yeah, give it a shot. I mean, mess around with it. You can do it like right in game. Also, like, I don't know what you're playing on, or it might also could be, that doesn't do it. It could be your connection, like something. I don't know if you're gaming on PC or console. Like, I'm gaming from my PS5, so I'm not sure what you're using now. But that could be part of it too. Like, maybe you need to tweak some of the settings if you're playing on PC. Like, take a look at it. Just consider that to be able to display properly. Are you using Wi-Fi or are you hardline to your internet connection? That can sometimes matter. Wi-Fi connections will always be a little less than an actual hardline connection, and also the range too. Wi-Fi, but default. That's weird. You think it might be maybe your provider? Like, you might want to, I don't know, like your service provider. I know, like, in some areas, I don't know where you live or anything like that, and I'm not asking, of course, but, like, some areas, why, like, the service can be better depending on where you are. Excuse me. You know, I probably shouldn't like vape when I'm live streaming or whatever, but I don't care. YouTube broke to Florida Switch. Oh man, I understand. You know, the economy is tough on everyone right now. I feel that. It's like, hey, we have to worry about getting food. You know what I mean? like a freaking can of Progresso soup is like $3. I mean, it's like it's killing me. Nice, nice. I really want to finish my Saint Seiya collection. I've been collecting um, the Gold Saints and what the hell are they called? You know, the Hades ones. The Specters. That's what they're called. The Specters too. But they're so expensive. I mean, it's like for even like any one of them, like the average price is last time I looked was like somewhere between like $150 to $170. It's like, oh my gosh. Good figurines, yeah, they're definitely pricey. How much is the Gunpla one they looking for? Are you looking for like one? Right. Are they like what do they cost? Like somewhere like around the $200 mark or more or less? Oh, okay, so okay. Around there, so it's around the 200. Yeah, that almost seems like to be the average now. It's so sad. Maybe it's, yeah. That's like, isn't that sad that like if you think like 175 actually these days seems like a deal? Isn't that sad? I mean, heck, if are you doing like, do you ever do like 3D printing? They got 3D printing stuff you could do if you like know how to do that. I do that for some stuff too. But, that's an intense project, yeah. You know, 3D printer. I mean, even if you had a 3D printer, it's like you kind of also have to have some 3D skills, which I do because I do game development. So like I'm so used to doing stuff in 3D. I've got a few projects I'm doing for some people. I can't talk about what they are because of non-disclosure agreements, but it's pretty cool. By the way, get your friends to watch. I'm trying to get affiliated with Twitch. I have like a goal thing. I have a cat skill. It takes time. I mean, you could, and you could get like Blender is, if you were interested, of course, you know, it's definitely like a rabbit hole. It's an effort, but it's if you like the stuff, you can get Blender, which is an open source 3D design program, and it's universally compatible with pretty much everything. It, you know, millions of people use it. I use 3D Studio Max, which is an Autodesk program. That's what I learned on. You kind of want to pick one and stick with it. But if you wanted to go like open source, Blender is what a lot of people use. So that you would be, if you ever thought about it. You can check. All you need to do is like go to blender.com and you can check and see what the system, you know, requirements are, and go from there. See if you got it. You can look them up. If you don't know how, just Google how do I check my system specs, and it will give you like a point-by-point thing of how you can go look at it, and then you can see what they are, and then you can cross-reference it with what they recommend, and go from there. Maybe you have the capacity to do it. Maybe not, but you can check. I mean, even if you just do it as a hobby, it's a lot of fun. You might. The only way you'll know is if you check. Excuse me. I'm trying to do like oh, hey, that's cool. Always welcome to say hi. Good to meet you. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Me too, sweet dream. Thank you for tuning into the stream. I'm gonna try to do this like almost every night if I can, like some streaming of PSO2. Tell your friends about it. Like, I've been doing the goals to try to get affiliated, and that helps me try to help PSO2. And I'm gonna get ready to go do. I know, as I was saying, I was gonna go do ruins. I just kind of wanted to take some time here, show people the fun community aspect of the game too. And in a few minutes, I'm gonna go do ruins for a while, and we'll see how that goes. I love this hoverboard. Alright guys, we are going into a round, but I'm really sure I still have like all my rounds after. That's a pretty dress, look at that. Let's see. Yeah, I've got them. They're all my vulnerable also packet. Let us go to Splinter Realm. And we'll try to get illusion weapons. We'll try to get some levels in there. I know we'll get a ton of rings, so giving rings away like candy. So now we'll just be jumping around here. We'll see other players, or maybe nice players over there. Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and pop some items. Get that RDR up. So now it's up to like 150. It's still kind of low. I usually like to have it like in the 400 range, but there's buffs in here you get from killing the enemies, so you can increase it. Your RDR Gosh, sorry about the coughing, guys. I hope I'm not getting like a sore throat or anything like that. My throat's a little dry today. So, you know, like, for people that don't know, like, this is Ruins. This is really cool because it's a throwback to PSO2 base. Except it's more interactive, you can do more. Came right at the end though. And then, you know, people just, you run around, you fight things, you gather up for boss spawns that spawn, like, constantly. There's different challenges in here. Like, there we go. This is the main guy. Rune Strider. He's also, like, this is the... I call him, like, Gamma because what the guys are like. It's cool. I've soloed this guy. There's a video that... There's actually several times I've soloed it, but there's one specific one I made of just me soloing it on my name. Now I'm on my Techer class, which I don't really use, so I'm just leveling it. What you kind of want to do is damage his legs because he'll fall over on his turtle shell. But you gotta be careful because like he has a lot of different attacks. This one, where he darts around. Stomping. Those ones aren't so bad. It's that one you want to look out for because look at how much damage like one touch of it did. That one is really damaging. You know, he has these like swipes and stuff like that too. But if you're careful, you can learn his patterns, which is why I was able to solo him, because he has patterns. Enemies have patterns. If you get used to being able to see what their tells are, then, you know, you can have a better shot of making sure that you win. Also, iframes are great. Now, if you don't know what an iframe is, Let me show you. See how I'm doing things at certain timing, and even though I'm in the damage zone, I'm not getting damaged? That's because I'm timing like a dodge movement. Okay, there we go. Like a beautiful example of why you talk is like again. Fall down for a little bit, and you can go attack his weak point. Also, going to use my Mars there. I find the Mars to use right here when there's either soloing or a small group of people, because it does a pretty good amount of damage output, especially if you're on a class that you don't have set up to do a lot of damage output. So like I'm targeting his legs, so I'm going to do damage on him. You see moments where I'm iframing. And iframe, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know what the term means, it means invincibility frame. They don't have them in every game, but they have always been a cool feature in Phantasystar games, where if you have like perfect timing, you can dodge within a damage zone and not take damage. You see, I'm evading the damage by doing a dash movement at the same exact time that damage. It doesn't always work for everything, but for the majority of things, it does. So if you get good at iframing, you can be like a beast. See? Look at all this beautiful iframing. I'm not trying to be like arrogant, like sometimes I don't get it or anything like that, it's screwed up. But I'm pretty good at it. I've had enough time to practice. That's what it is, it's practice. But the invincibility frames are life-saving. See? Invincibility frame with that. It's really helpful. You've seen it a lot, but now you didn't know what the term meant, now you know. Like I said, like it's not always perfect, like sometimes you miss. But it's fun. I love iframing. It's kind of like you're playing an additional layer of technique against, bosses that are difficult when you iframe. For people that like, I'll call it like elegance in gaming, like elegance of movement. Okay. I think I did that. Yeah, I took damage. But, there's plenty of heal things. It's not really, I'm not worried about not being able to beat this boss. Really, what it is about is the timing in this fight. Especially, look at that. Other people will res you if you have them. And in this thing, there's a 5-second timer or two if you happen to die anyway, you'll automatically res. I have fun too with another move. It's like a default move, the drop kick, like this. I love doing that. It's just, it's not anything special. I just have fun with it. Again, it's kind of like a timing thing. I love doing timing things. Because I like elegance in the gaming. You know, like especially in the combat where it's smooth, where you're smooth with it. I hope I get a nice Grand Illusion weapon, and like I was telling you guys about, or another camo. I know there's a couple of them in here. I have one of them. I have the wand katana one from this guy, but there's at least I know of like one more. There could be other ones. I'm not sure, but you know maybe we'll find out. I've been running the ruins a lot. For, you know, all the bonus stuff like that. It's definitely fun. It's the, you know, it's the thing to do. And also the UQ that I talked about too, that is celebrating Sonic's 35th anniversary. You know, that's another big thing going on, and there's a lot of stuff you can get out of that too. So Sega really gives you a lot of ways to level up, to get gear, to get mats. You know, typically, any gamer who's been gaming knows, you know, the value of those things. Whether you played Phantasystar or not, like, you know, some things are just universal in these types of games. See how we've been damaging his legs? And I'm gonna do the iframe thing here, like I was telling you guys. I tried to. Let's go in iframe. So I can, that way, like, when he's doing that kind of attack, you know, while I still have to be mindful, I don't have to just run away from him. I mean, it's always a risk, you know, you might screw up, okay, but, you know, that can happen anyway, so, like, look, I iframed that. Especially since you're in here on a timer. Now we have time. We're gonna beat this guy. Like something terrible would have to happen if we didn't. And we have like over 9 minutes left, and we haven't done really far. So it's just I'm not sure if I'm gonna get anything good because I just came in here when he was, you know, triggering. So I don't have my RDR in here up yet because I haven't gotten enough points to do anything yet. Which I'll show you guys that as I do stuff. You get the points in here, you get to allocate them. And you get different buffs. My RDR, rare drop rate, is kind of low right now, so I'm gonna die for stuff like that. And you guys don't stand in there because that attack is like a killer. I mean, that's probably the one that does the most damage in there. I mean, I've died to it before. It's easy. It'll just like sap all your HP if you get nailed by it. So, but for that attack, you also got to really do is just get kind of behind him by his leg. You just don't want to be in front of him. And again, like I was saying, like with the iframing, the drop kick that I'm doing, which is a simple, basic move. It's like an auto iframer for most things. I guarantee if I have tried it before, I can keep doing this, and it will, most of the time, because of its quickness, prevent me from taking damage. So, if we, oh look, we did, okay. Now, I don't know if I got anything good, so we'll have to check. But we did get points. Now, like, we'll go over here, this thing. You see rare drop rate. Bam, I'm filling that up. Yeah, I'm just pumping everything in that right now. There's other things here too. And what we do is just... we gradually, as we fight different challenges in here, we get more points. We fill those gauges, and it gives us better stats, better tools, better stars. I've accumulated a lot of points. Then all go back to zero. If you come out so like you have to start it over again. And these stats they're not perma stats. You have to keep getting points. They have like a depletion timer, as you can see, time remaining can tell you. So you kind of have to consistently keep them going. So a lot of times what people are doing right now because of the Sonic event, they'll leave here and go fight Sonic. And so it can get pretty tough. You know, like this place is, you know, the new like end game content thing, so it's difficult to solo on certain classes. Like I wouldn't want to solo with this class. Some of my Hunter Fighter, Hunter Braver, since that's my name, since I've loved wired lances since way back in JP days, you know, those are my favorite weapons in this game. I fell in love with them like almost immediately. And they're a really powerful weapon. They're an omnidirectional melee weapon. Great for crowd enemies and soloing. And definitely one of the most powerful type weapons. You can do a lot of damage with them. I mean, there are other classes, like I'm doing like a magic-y type class, if you want to think of it like that. You know, it's more sci-fi. There are those too, but I prefer the melee. Most games I've always preferred melee classes. Like, I'm playing a lot of things right now. There's a boss here. There's a giant, there's a giant crowd of enemies coming up to me. So, anything could happen. Right now, you know, I'm moving around fast, doing bits of damage. I don't want to face tank this environment because if I try to, like, I'll just get killed instantly. So, I'm moving around a lot. So I can then get my attacks on. I want to whittle down the number of enemies here. And they're tough enemies. You know, these are dolls. They have a lot of stamina, or HP, I should say. They are definitely tanky. So I really want to get rid of them so I can focus on the boss. And know if there's other players in here. Okay, there are some other players in here. That's cool. It does make it easier. Now, like I was describing like different types of enemies. So you see the one that is kind of like a, well, it just died, but it kind of had like a blue silver sheen. Those are the rare ones. And in here is a great place. One more doll. No. One more in okay, good. We focus on the boss. But like I was describing this before, you know, like the encounters that you'll have if you play, like you could run for hours, and they're always going to be variations. They're not scripted. I value that because it doesn't get boring. Like, you're not just constantly repeating the same exact pattern over and challenge type. Oh, here's gold enemies. Yeah, this is beautiful. The golden move go away. I don't have a lot of offense on its Hunter class, so, and also there's like not people really in here right now, so I'm just doing the best I can with it. What I might do is just kind of wait over here. Because on Ticker, I don't really feel like soloing tanky bosses and stuff like that. I'd rather, if I was in a melee class, I would do that, but I don't really like it on the Ticker classes. I don't know if that other person's still in here. I mean, if they are, we can duo whatever spawned, whatever boss that is. But I mean, if no one else, okay, there's I can see damage happening, so that's good. Because like, if it was just me, like on this class, I'm not going to So that, not that I can't do it, but it's just. The Mars unit was extremely helpful there. These are the rare enemies. You see the silver or blue sheen. That is how you can distinguish them. This one's not. That's just regular, but you can tell the difference. And any of them can show up like that. This is a multi-buff one. Let's check this out. I just don't want to. I mean, I've done it. It just, you know, I like streamed for like 6 hours last night. I just kind of want to do the ruins, but I don't want to be like killing myself doing it. I'm kind of hungry. Started streaming at about 10:30, so this is in like 3.5 hours. Last night I did 6 hours, and before I did like 4.5 hours and so on. So I'm gonna keep it a little bit. I'm gonna keep it a bit shorter tonight. I'm not doing like 6 hours. Great. Yeah, there's like nobody over here, so definitely fortunately, when you're near these things, you're it's kind of like an invincibility area. So the enemies, even if they try to attack you, they they can't hit you from here. It's like a rest spot. Yeah, no. What's not there's there's someone to it. With physical attacks, if you get up close, you take damage, like I just took damage, so... Well, you still have to be careful. The physical attacks, like this, they will gradually replenish your HP. You see how my HP is going back up after I get hit? But you gotta be careful, because I just got like a major hit. It's not hard to get killed in the Mars. They don't have a lot of defense, but they are useful. the boost like that. Let's see. Look at the RDR. So, with the boost in here, added to the other boosts that I have going, the rare drop rate is up to 175. It's still low. Like, it's not really a lot. So, you know, we'll just hopefully get some cool Renolution weapons. I'd like to show you guys that. And I've been talking about them, you know, it's like, hey, I'd like to actually be able to, you know, show people it. Okay, so we have the gold enemies. Bingo. And it doesn't matter what gold enemies you go after, so like if you're with a small group or by yourself, I would say go for the kills that are easier. Like stay away from the big dolls because they are, like I said before, they're kind of tanky. There are like the small ones that you can get easier, or just a cluster of things. And hopefully you have like your Mars going, you can just, you know, hack away. And I'm gonna go after that little guy right there, boom, one hit. You know, a lot of them, the bigger ones, you know, they're gonna take a lot more to kill. And we have like 4 seconds left, so we're not going to get any more. But we got some, and that's good. And look, we got 3,000 points going on there. Maybe pick something different. I went right for the RDR. That's okay. And of course, the million doll. Half the time it's not even the boss, really, that's the problem. It's especially if you're alone. So, in a situation where there are many players in there right now, it's the damn mobs. Moves. Like fighting like a like a horror that came out of Jurassic Park here. A good chunk. This is a good chunk out of him there. I mean, I could activate my just taking a little quick, but I kind of wanted to fill up. Here we go. And that's why I wanted to try to get it filled up. We gotta go play the Ruin Stride again first. So, but we're taking a quick stop by this thing and see if I can boost anything. There's a thing here for that, for the boss in particular. Giving you, like a bit of potency towards him, but I don't have enough points. So this is gonna be like a long, hard ruin battle. Especially since I'm not on a class that I normally use. Like I mentioned, yeah, see how much damage you can take? And in a situation where it's just you, or like the one that you're seeing where it's just me and one other person, the Mars here helps a lot, because we have to kill it before the timer expires, otherwise it just kind of vanishes. So this will help you get that HP down on the enemy a little more quickly. I mean, it's great if you can have it like totally filled up, but in this situation again where it's a small number of people, and so like you're using it more frequently. So it's kind of like you never get the chance to actually fill it up, because you're always needing it. Down about a third. So this is possible. It'll be tight though. Excuse me. I had fun last night, but yeah, 6 hours. I still feel it today. When he has his head out, like there, if you get enough damage on him, he'll flip on his back. But, you know, with two of us and one, you know, like class on be difficult. see, there we go. Got enough damage to get him to go on his shell, so we can get some good hits in. I mean, we have 10 minutes left, and we have him down more than ever. So if we do it, it'll be tight. But if we can keep this up, it we can get momentum up, then we got it. We should have it with like a minute and a half to spare, I would say. Let's see how close I am with that. I want to say, you know, I'm gonna guesstimate here. With a minute to 1 minute and 45 seconds to spare. Let's see how close I go. Right now we're at 8:51. I'm saying we're gonna beat it somewhere in that with a minute to a minute and 45 seconds. I mean that's pretty tight table. So let's see how close I go. Let's see how accurate I am, I guess. It might be being too conservative with it. You know, we might get with 2 minutes to spare. It'll depend on a couple factors, but I'm just gambling. Actually gambling. I was saying, like, I am betting that it'll be somewhere around a minute to a minute 45 seconds. Now I'm gonna come through it. I don't know, it might have been off. It might have been too... I mean, we're getting down, we have 5 minutes and 50 seconds left, and he's down pretty far. So I might have been a bit off. I might have been a little too conservative. And that's okay. You know, like, I'd rather plan for the closest thing, like to the barest necessity, which is what I usually do. So we might get him with 3 minutes. So I would find that higher and likely since we're only at like 4. But, I mean, it's possible. I mean, we're not super geared in things now, but we are coordinated. Which I'm glad that I have another competent player in here who, they died once time. Not to happen to anyone, but they are handling themselves well. That makes a big difference. In this kind of, especially in this kind of fight, it's down, where can we go down to the wire? Watch my airplanes. If you don't know about them, then nothing. It's a beautiful thing. Well, it doesn't have much left. We still have 4 minutes left. I'm starting to think that I was actually maybe pretty close to being right. What did I say? 1 minute to 1 minute 45 is my guess. I'm actually thinking that that's pretty close, but I might be a little bit off. It might be more like closer to 2.5 minutes. Yeah, I might have been about a little bit off on that. I mean, it's hard to actually really be that accurate because I have to try and do counts for the other. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So it was somewhere in the 3-minute range, the upper 3-minute range. Let me just finish it. Layers are there. But we coordinated for the battle, which is what's important, Oh, you see what I meant about my PlayStation controller? It keeps wandering off sometimes. Like it'll just start walking. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I put look, I got another level, so much fun. And my RDR and try boosting stuff expired. I put on my character an accessory like a little headset because of the streaming thing. Like I did that for fun. I thought that would be cool because I'm mimicking it with what I'm doing in reality. I'm taking a break. Almost 20-minute battle. Persistent everything. It was fun. I mean, I enjoyed it. What I want to do is I want to change where's the check. Check press complete. I think I'm minutes and minutes, and I think I'm pretty much done with this answer. I don't think. Let's take a look. One match over. Stay. Stop wandering. Okay, so. So, like, the wand I'm using is an example of one of the better Grand Illusion weapons that I got in here. You know, it's got the Fixa Blaster 5. But you can check all the augments too, and it's already got its, you know, like its spectral unit level 30, which I did have actually. So, I mean, again, I'm not a techer, but while I'm leveling it, you know, it helps out just to get it done. So I am going to find an exit. It's late, and there's not a lot of people running it right now. So, probably because of the hour too, so I'm going to call it right with that. But we were in there for a good hour, which was kind of what I expected. Okay, wacky. Fighting my directional thumbstick. But guys, that would be the end of tonight's stream. That was a good, like, almost 4 hours. So I'm going to call it a night. I thank everyone for tuning in. Please come back. I'm looking to get affiliated with Twitch. You know, like, since I'm new to this, my goal thing for, like, what I need is on there. If you guys want to help out, like, get your friends to come watch and stuff like that. I'll be streaming my PSO2. I might try to do it nightly. So, I hope everyone has a great night. Yeah, just about 4 hours. Just 3 hours and 6 minutes. That's good. Alright, guys. Have a safe weekend.